All right, halfway house. It is Monday afternoon. It's time. Oh, that's good. Got this 29 Plymouth Coupe. Not in terrible shape. It's got some stitching done to it. Got a little whiskeyed in here. You can't really see it, I guess. But yeah, it's not terrible. Not exactly what I originally wanted, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, man, that's a perfect traditional hot rod body to start with. So I originally wanted a 31 to 34, whatever, Plymouth or Dodge Coupe or pickup. They got the cool slanted cowl and slanted A-pillar and suicide doors, and yeah, you just can't find them. They don't exist. So came across this. I'm like, okay, it's a 3-window. It's a Plymouth. It's a fucking coupe. It's right up the road. Price is right. I bought a lot of parts from the same guy. Bought a truck from him too. The 73 Dodge, my pickup my dad has, got from the same guy. So this came up for sale, and he's like, man, you asked about it, like you want it. I'm like, fuck yeah. So it was reasonably priced. So I pulled the trigger. I originally didn't want the frame. I was like, man, it's a Toyota frame, and I don't know. That's just not really what I wanted. So when we pulled the body off, because I originally bought the body first, he knocked $200 off because I didn't want the frame. So pull the body off, and sure enough, it's got an 8 3/4. I'm like, god damn it. And it's got an A100 front axle, which I'm obviously not going to use that. I'm going to do something more traditional for that. But I was like, okay, the 8 3/4 is probably almost worth it, and I can at least, if I need to move this thing out, I can move it. I don't need 4 people to fucking move this thing. So I was like, fuck it. I'll spend the money, get the fucking frame. So, the wheelbase is pretty tits. Obviously, it would need to be channeled a lot. I wouldn't really run this suspension setup he has anyway, but gives you an idea. But look how long the front is. That's really the only thing. But if I need to move this thing out, I can push it out by myself. So that was worth the $200 there. So I guess we'll go through what my plans are, and I guess we'll start there. So I wanted to build a hot rod, my entire adult life, and I had a 30 Model A coupe that was already chopped and filled back in the day, and it really wasn't a bad project. I actually traded my 59 Buick 4-door sedan Electra for it, and I kind of wish I didn't, but it was a good deal, honestly, and I kind of made money on the deal. But as I started, so I've been gathering parts since, and that was probably 10 plus years ago. So the plan was still the same. It was going to be a Pontiac 389, which I have one here. That's a 1963 389 high compression 4-barrel 303 horse engine. And I've got the heads for it right there. But I had these heads built, damn near 15 years ago. These are 1962 389 heads. I had screw-in studs put. They've got small block. I don't know if you can see, but they got small block Chevy intake valves, and basically those are done. They flowed whatever, about the same as whatever. I think it was Ram 5 or Ram or whatever Pontiac heads flow. So they flow really well for what they are. These are closed chamber heads. I think they're 68 cc's, but those are the biggest valves you can fit in these fucking things. So, I had those done. I've got new rockers and push rods and everything back there for them. Been saving all this shit for years. Finally came across this block. Dude said it was locked up, but once I pulled it, I kind of figured that the trans was locked up, not the engine. So that's a good thing. The crank's over there. I've got this tri-power intake. Obviously, the carbs aren't correct. They're actually just sitting on there. Some bullshit I had laying around. So I don't really care about originality. So 389 tri-power built heads. This is a 355 A100 axle that I traded for some. Actually, I traded for a little snap-on screw gun that I never ever used, and I had it for years. So that might be going in this. I'll have to check the width and shit. I don't know what this rear end is out of. Obviously, it's just mocked up, so I can roll it around, or so he could roll it around. And but yeah, so the original plan was to put a Pontiac rear end in it, but 8 3/4 just as cool. Maybe not quite as cool, but they're so much more common. They make everything for them. Fuck it. And now I've got a handful of them. So going to rock and roll with 8 3/4. So trans, I'm going to go with a Super T10. I have one back there, but that's for the wagon. But I'm going to try to find another one. I like those because they got the low first gear, so you don't have to run 410s, especially in something light like this. You could rock a 323 or that 355 even, and this thing be a fucking rocket ship, and you still have a 1-to-1 fourth gear, so you can cruise reasonably down the highway. So Super T10. I don't have a bell housing for it yet, so there's that. It was very tempting to put this nail head in there, but as much as I love nail heads, they're just way too expensive. Pontiacs are expensive enough, Mopars are expensive enough, but man, nail heads are actually, that one's really ready to go. But anyway, I figured got $389 in this one, got a 4.1 in that one, so this one's getting a $389. That nail head needs to go to a good home. Actually, if y'all need a good 1958 364, hit me up. So keep going. It'll be cheater slicks. It'll have traditional style fucking, headers on it. They're not going all the way out the back. Not really sure what I'm gonna do dash wise. Oh, I got that. That's a 32. I guess it's a 32 Chevy grill, which is in actually really, really good shape. So I'm gonna run that because that's what I got. Dash wise, not really sure what I'm gonna go with. I do have these. Not sure which set I'm gonna use, but these are Pontiac factory. One's like 63, 64, one's like 65, 66, or whatever they are. I'm gonna use one of those. I really, really want to run a 60 Buick Speedo just because they're so fucking retarded. Seats. I'm gonna run these seats right here. These are 1958 T-Bird seats. That console is going in the 59 wagon. The seats for this are actually up there. There they are. So these are kind of just mocked up in here because I was like, well, I'll try to trade these seats for some 62 to 64 GM buckets, which is what I'm going to run in that one, which I haven't found a set yet. But it's like, man, these are a little bit smaller. These are perfect for the coupe, so those are going in there. This is obviously the wrong door. Square versus a fucking round corner, but also the body line's not quite the same. So I think this is a 3132 door, and this is a 29 coupe. So I'd like to find the right door for it, which I know is going to be about impossible. This cowl section's turned around. He was like, oh, I need more room, or wanted to make sure I had enough room for the engine, but I was like, dude, if you're going to run it in this frame, you got fucking acres of room. But so I'll turn that back around. It's just held in by these fucking little self-tappers. What else? Like I said, cheers, fucking headers. I'm going to run some sort of steelies with dog dishes. It'll be a traditional, hot rod. Not doing the rat rod thing. It'll be something like somebody would have built in the 60s. So really haven't decided if I'm going to modify this frame or build a new one. But I might use, I don't know, it's not Z'd enough, and the front's just too long, so I don't think I'm going to use this. I might use it kind of as a template, because now, I know where it's going to sit with this. Now I know how to make a different one to drop it lower, because obviously this thing's like fucking, 2 feet off the ground. So, what else? It'll be slightly chopped. It's already been filled. They did a halfway decent job of filling it, actually. I do have a title for it, which has got to be extremely rare. You start going through all this shit and getting rid of stuff. That's the motor for the Dart back there, the gold one. Yeah, it'll be slightly chopped because, if you look at this compared to Model A, it already looks chopped, but it needs more than this. He already had the back window marked out. I guess he was going to chop it too, so obviously you don't want to chop this more than it already is, because that's small enough. You can't see shit. This is a 41, I think, or 42 Plymouth coupe deck lid, which actually fits fucking perfect. The contour and everything's the same. Obviously, it's just sitting in here, but again, round versus squared corners, but it really does fit in there pretty good. So, and doors actually with hinges work, you know, and I've got this old 61 Buick ashtray, which I'd like to use. I thought that was cool. It's all fenned and shit. Does have some sort of floor in here to give it some rigidity, obviously. Yeah, so that's the plan. I think he said this was a Dakota roof skin that he kind of grafted on here. Got some rust there. Got some rust there. Got a lot of rust there. But the doors are pretty tits. I mean, a little bit there. And this is the wrong door anyway, but it's not terrible. So, I got a good start to a sweet, unique hot rod project. And he was like, man, you got a 318, you got a fucking nail head, you got big blocks. So why don't you throw that shit in? I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I've seriously built this thing in my head for the last 15 years. Like, I know exactly what I want. Like, I'm not just making this shit up as I go along. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's the plan there. Really is a cool body. You know, it's kind of Model A-ish. It's a lot fucking bigger, but it looks chopped already, which is not. So it'll be cool. So that's the plan there. So, you know, I'm not really open to suggestions on this because I know exactly what I want. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I think about this build every night for the last 15 fucking years. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because that's what I want. It's very tempting to put that nail head in there. It's also very tempting to put an early Hemi. My buddy's got two, I think they're 340 DeSoto Hemis that he's kind of looking to sell, and another expensive ass route. And I'm also finally getting the 56 Dodge pickup with a 1954 Imperial Hemi. Actually, I think it's a Chrysler New Yorker Hemi. My girlfriend's dad built it in 69, and I've been trying to get him ever since I met her, and we finally made a deal. So that'll be my Hemi kind of hot rod project, 331 Hemi and a 56 Dodge pickup. So I don't need two Hemis. That's way too much money. That's, you know, building two Hemis is like, you know, fucking full year's salary there. So 389, because I think 389s are absolutely as tough as they get. I mean, I got one in here, got one in the 64 out there. I've had 462s, I've had a 63. So I had a lot of 389s, and they're fucking badass. So that's the plan there. And you can't beat a fucking tri-power, especially on a fucking something like this. So it'll be the best of everything, in my opinion. It's a, you know, Mopar body with some Mopar shit on it with 389 and a fucking Super T10 4-speed and tri-power. You know, cheater slicks and headers. I mean, fuck, dude, it's everything. So, oh shit, almost forgot. Dying of thirst over here. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna finish this and probably keep cleaning up the shop. Kind of trying to get organized, and you know, the more shit you buy, the more shit you got to get rid of. I only got a 30 by 40 shop here, and it's fucking full. So anyway, so that's the plans with the hot rod, and keep rocking and rolling. And I will see y'all later.